Okay guys, we're going to do in this tutorial, you're going to make this in the video. So you'll notice how everything's textured. They're all spinning at different speeds. You know, it's all good. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, let's go ahead and delete these. You don't have to delete them because you don't have them. Let's go ahead and move this over. That'll be the sun. Make it pretty big since it's the sun. Okay. Let's make another one. This will be the earth. Let's make one more, and this will be the Earth's moon. Let's go ahead and make that one small. Yes, that's good. Next thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and texture these. So we're going to go to Window, Rendering Editors, Hypershade. I have a couple textures here already, so I'm just going to get rid of these. All right, so let's go ahead and make a Lambert. Double click it, and you'll notice you get this window over here. Go ahead and click this. Go to your File. Go to where it says Image Name and click on here. Now you're going to have a folder in your public samples with all the textures. I don't have a sun texture here, so just for right now I'm going to use let me see. I will use Venus surface. That'll work. Okay. And the last thing we have to do is apply it. So just click this, right click and say Assign Material to Selection. If you look, it looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and do the same thing with the Earth and the Moon. So I'm going to go ahead and make another Lambert. I'm going to double click it. I'm going to go where it says Color. I'm going to go to that little checker box. Click it and wait here. And I'm going to go to File. And I'm going to go to this little thing here. And this one's going to be Earth. Click Open. Now we have to click the Earth. We could middle mouse button the texture to it too. So there's a couple different ways you could do it. Let's go ahead and do the moon. So we'll do one more. Make it a Lambert. Double click this. Okay, click that. Click File. Go ahead here. Click that. And we are going to use the moon texture. Click Open. And now you'll notice these are not good names for textures. Let's go ahead and name everything now. Lambert 5. We're going to go to right here, and we're going to call this Text Sun. We're going to call this one Text Earth. And we'll call this one Text Earth Moon. Okay, so we have Text Sun, Text Earth, Moon. It'll make it easy for later when you have, all your planets with moons and all. Okay, so let's go ahead and close this window. We're going to name these two. So I'm just going to call this one P Sun, P Earth, and P Moon. Now if you notice, I forgot to apply the moon texture. So I could right click on it, and I could say Assign Existing Material. And this one is the Earth Moon. I wouldn't know it's that if I didn't name it properly. So there is an advantage to naming your things properly. Okay? All right. So now that we have that set, we're going to start our animation. There's one thing we have to do, well, two things we have to do prior to getting our animation set. We have to set up this thing called tangents. I'm not going to explain all that now. I'll just show you how to set it up. So what we want to do, guys, this is really important. Go to Animation. And go down to where it says Tangents. You'll see it starts up here. Evaluation, Auto Key. We don't want to turn on Auto Key. We'll keep this the way it is. Go to Tangents. And what we want to do is we want to go to Linear. If you don't do that and you go to Auto, it's going to look like it's easing. It'll like accelerate and slow down at the beginning and end of the animation, respectively. We don't want that. We want it to be a straight spin with no acceleration or deceleration. So we want to go everything to Linear. And what we want to do is we want to go to Playback Speed. So we're going to go to Time Slider here and Playback Speed, and make sure you go to Real Time. There's a couple different options. This is obviously smoother. You go to other and put in, 60 FPS. If you're doing a game or something. We don't want that though. We're going to go to real time. All right, so save it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to click the sun, and we're going to go in, 360, 720, 1080. So we're going to use those three for this. So I'll explain what I'm talking about. Go to your channel box right here, and you'll notice if I click the rotate tool, when I rotate this, it's rotate Y that's moving. So that means that's what we're keying. You could key that individually by right-clicking, go to Set Key, but we don't want to do that. We're going to make it easier for ourselves, and all we're going to do is we're going to click S. You'll notice that these all turned red. That means you just set a key here. That's at frame 1. Make sure you're at frame 1. Now we're going to take the time slider, and we're going to slide it all the way over to 100. If you don't have 100 frames, what you want to do is go to right here and type in 100. Like if I type in 500, now I have 500 frames, but I just want to type in 100. Okay, so make sure that number is 100, and then go over to the 100th frame. You could type in 100 here, or you could take your time slider and just slide it over, and then hit S. Okay, now hit play. And for some reason it didn't take. Oh, tell you what I forgot to do. So I forgot to go to rotate Y, and I'm going to put in 1080. Now click on the planet and hit S. You have to set the key. So now we'll notice that at frame 100, that my rotate Y is set at 1080, and as I go, it's called tweening. It'll tween from 0. The computer automatically puts in the values from there to 100. So if I hit play, I have a nice animating sun here. Okay, so I'm going to do the same exact thing for the Earth. I'm going to go to make sure I'm on frame 1 right here. Frame 1. I'm going to click the Earth and hit S. And I'm going to drag this all the way over to 100, and I'm going to go to rotate Y. I don't want 1080. I don't want them all rotating at the same rate, but I want to make sure they're increments of 360. So for this one, I'm going to do 720. And remember, what I forgot to do last time is hit S, right? So hit S so it sets that key. So now you'll notice that the sun is spinning slightly faster than the Earth. And obviously the moon spins slower than the Earth, because when you look at the moon in the sky, you can't see it spinning, right? So what we're going to do here is we're going to set the moon up to just be 360. So we're going to hit S, make sure you're at frame 1. Then we're going to go over to 100. We're going to rotate Y, and we're going to go ahead and hit 360. Click off, click back on, hit S, and hit play. Okay, there you go. It wasn't so bad. So I'm just going to stop the video here. You guys could set up your other planets, but I'd say just watch the next video and get the feel for animating everything. So like I said, I'll stop it here. All we did was we texture mapped it, and we learned how to set up the animation preferences, and you set some basic keys. That's all we did here.